YouTube crew, what is going on and welcome back. Today I'm doing a quick video on my audio settings. People always ask me about them in terms of how do I hear people so clearly, and it really comes down to a few different things. I'm also going to give you a tip on how you can get better at audio cues and understanding direction and where people actually are. So as always, if you find the video helpful, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and comment down below. And if you are looking to continue getting better at Warzone, make sure you're subscribed with that notification bell turned on so that you don't miss any videos. Let's get into it. So there's really only a few settings that I want to go in and talk about here. Now, first up is audio mix. People are always going to go back and forth about boost high versus boost low versus normal boost. Ultimately, it comes down to what allows you to hear everything clear. Now, for me, it's boost high. I find that footsteps are super clear. I can hear things like self-res. I can hear things like doors. I can hear things like shots. So I hear all those different things very clearly. That's what works best for me. And this could be a headphone thing based on how your headphones are. Maybe boost low is better for you. Ultimately, it comes down to preference. What you need to do is take the tip that I'm going to give you at the end. Go ahead and do that. See what works best for you. Now, master volume all the way up. This is basically everything going on in the game. You want that as high as possible. If you need it and need to adjust it in terms of how loud your headset is, try to adjust it on your headset before you adjust it on the master volume. Now, music volume all the way down. Music's great. Everybody loves music. Turn it off. You don't need it in game. Dialogue volume. This is going to be things like enemy UAV overhead, enemy soldier incoming. We want to be able to hear those things, but we don't need them to be overbearing. We don't want that guy screaming in our ear. So for me, 20 makes the most sense. It allows me to still hear it and understand it and register the fact that something's happening, but it's not too loud for me. Effects volume, this is, of course, your shooting, your footsteps, all those different effects in game. We, of course, want to hear those. Now, in terms of voice chat volume, I'm going to go ahead and address this one. Your teammates should not be too loud in your ear. You want to adjust this to a point where you can hear them, you can understand them, you have good comms with them. But if you're in a situation where you need audio, you don't want to just be hearing them talking to you. Of course, you can ask for comms and ask them to be quiet for a second, but you want to have it at a level where you can hear them and understand them, but it's not taking away from what's going on in the game and being distracting. So find that balance point for yourself. Last thing is war tracks as a passenger. These are probably one of the cooler things that they've done with introducing music into Warzone. But at the end of the day, it's distracting. It takes away from things like hearing shots, hearing explosions, and all those different effects that help with your awareness when you're in a car. So go ahead and disable those. There's no need to have those on. Now, my tip for getting better with audio cues, people always ask or say they struggle with understanding different audio cues. Is that person left? Where is that person in particular? The biggest tip that I can give you is to basically do what I always tell you to do in order to practice something. Go ahead and drop into plunder, drop into storage town. Focus on your aim, focus on your movement. You don't want to lose those things. But when you go in, focus specifically for a little bit on audio cues. Understanding, is the person left? Is the person right? Is it in front of me? Is it behind me? And just get repetition with understanding where those audio cues are. If you want, go ahead, rack up a little bit of money, pop UAVs, go push a team, but just be there, right? Understand what's going on. Try to figure out where they are in relation to you and get that repetition in. Even if you don't push them, just get used to the sounds that they're making. The tough one, to this day, I still struggle with it, is stairwells. I know a lot of people struggle with, is the team above, is the team below? I don't know why it's so confusing, but it's still confusing for me to this day. So if you are looking to get a little bit better with audio cues, go get your repetition in Plunder, then take it over to Verdansk and get better at it. As I always say, I hope you found this video helpful. Let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.